We're here in France, emerging from a winter without big air like a frost-bitten badger from a ditch. We're in Barcarès, the sacred ground. This is the site where an unsigned Jamie Overbeek won Lords of Tram last year, and an undefeated Pippa van Ursel got her third Lords of Tram title as well. Adrian, how's the wind looking tomorrow?
Serious wind. The rumour is that they're probably looking to start the guys tomorrow because it is going to be stronger. I was just speaking to one of the mothers of the young girls, Aya Kasabova. They're very worried because this is serious conditions, 45, 50 maybe even knots. And I mean, if you look around the kites here, it's 6, it's 7, it's 5, it's tiny kites. And those are the kites that the guy, as you can see, the wind powers through.
Guys, this is what we're having to deal with. And today's not even the windy day, Adrian. And by the way, doing this tomorrow.
We're actually standing behind 2 big containers, but it is seriously windy, seriously exciting. And I'll tell you what, there's an air of excitement here, especially with the guys, because I love it when you get a little bit of fear mixed in with this as well, because that just brings it up. And as I said to you last week in the podcast, it's conditions like this that can make a career. If you can go out there and attack it, Baby Shark last year doing the Megalodon, things like that can make you in the sport, and I'm really excited to see what the guys can do tomorrow. Look, they always talk about having these conditions. We want this, we want that. It's not windy enough. Hey, they've got it. Let's see if they can do it.
We've actually had heats cancelled here in Barcarès because it's too windy when those 60-knot gusts come through. And when they do, they come through for about 10 minutes and then it drops back off again. So it can be a real nightmare in the heats as well. Try not to watch too much of the kiteboarding over my shoulder, Adrian. Let's talk about the fight for the titles at the top. In the men's, it's Edgar Ulrich who's currently in first place against Lorenzo Casati, currently in 7th. Is Edgar going to bring it home in France for his home country?
I mean, everything's in his favour for him to do it, right? It's in a spot here where he can ride left and right. He can tap into his strength. And again, looking at Lorenzo, this is a spot that hasn't really been a favourite spot of his. A couple of years ago, had the gear break, has been on the podium, but never got to that top step. So I think for Lorenzo, he's going to be looking to put that right. For Edgar, I mean, what a dream to do it in front of your home crowd and your home spot and all the people in it. And if Edgar can win, this place is going to go crazy.
Yeah, it will blow the roof off. So we've done some maths. I haven't, obviously, but someone else clever has. If Lorenzo doesn't win, Edgar can come first or second and win. First or second, no matter what happens in the rest of the field. For Lorenzo to get first, Edgar has to be 4th or worse.
Wow,
first or second. He can become first or second if Edgar is 4th or worse and Lorenzo takes it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. I haven't seen a draw yet, but as soon as I see that draw, I'm going to be doing the math and having a look at that. And that's going to be super interesting to see how that paces out. I guess they're going to be number 1 and number 2, so they will be on different sides of the draw. But the key thing is that there's a bunch of killers who are just splattered through this field. And a lot of the guys of those killers didn't do the first event in Brazil. The Jason Van der Spaes, the Luca Cerrutis, the Josh Gillett, who we'll speak about in a bit, the Baby Sharks, any of these guys can knock out Edgar. Let's be honest. So, yeah, Edgar needs to have a lot of luck go his way. He needs to be in the right position, the right time. But I tell you what, he knows the spot better than anyone. I mean, the ball's in his court to take a world championship, and I think it would be pretty amazing for him to win here at home.
Let's talk about their strengths, him against Lorenzo. You'd have to say Edgar on the single loops is insanely good. Yeah. I think the thing that is specific to him, though, is his ability to improvise. I'm not sure he entirely knows what he's going to do when he takes off. But then when he's in the air, he's like an acrobat. He's got such good spatial awareness, or kite awareness, obviously. He does these crazy inverted flips. He was doing those before anyone else was doing those. Yeah. Then over to Lorenzo. What do you reckon's his strength?
I mean, for sure, Lorenzo's strength is the doubles, the multiple loop variations. And the interesting thing is I want to go back to that Big Air Kite League event that they had at Makassar that day when it did get windier. We didn't see super high technical riding. You'd have to say that Edgar's a technical rider, Lorenzo's a power rider. So maybe as the wind gets up, it's going to start to favour Lorenzo more. But you're right about Edgar. He was the first guy to do that inverted front flip that we saw Baby Shark do with the Megalodon right there. So, you know, he definitely has a distinct style, and that distinct style, you know, he's often very open leg, very stretched out, looks like he's got unusual axes, which I sometimes think that the judges look at and think, wow, it's impressive. It's not everyone's cup of tea for sure, but it's going to be very interesting to see how these two guys approach these conditions tomorrow, and we won't know what it is until the day. I mean, we can look at forecasts all we want, but we won't know until we get down here and we have a look at what we're facing with.
Mikhaili Sol.
Well, I mean, it's exciting to have her back. You know, when Makali's back and Liam's back, there's just an air of, it's a wow factor. You can feel it with Makali. I don't know how much 45 plus knots she's ridden in. We saw her out there today riding. She looked like she was having fun, but the way she was riding, she looked like she's getting a feel for the gear, getting a feel for the spot again. Again, Mika always rides right foot forward here. It's her strength. It's a great spot for her. And you can't go past Mika. I mean, she's that good, right?
So, Mika can get first or second as long as Alice doesn't win and Mika wins. For Pippa to be world title, she needs to win here and Mika to be fourth or worse and Alice third or worse.
Let's talk about Pippa.
My maths.
Let's talk about Pippa because she's won 3 of the last 4 events here. I mean, this is her spot. This is where she's always done best. Again, a little bit like Mika, she can ride to the right. Most of the riders here are attacking the crowd. She's riding out. Again, last year, Pippa went to try and win a world championship in a spot that didn't really suit her. Again, she'll be looking at this as something that she can tap into. And again, I think Pippa can really do well here. Can she take it to Mika? I don't know. I mean, Mika is a different beast, but Alice in Brazil last year took it to Mika. Sorry, she put her under pressure until the very, very last trick. Mika had to do a never been done before to win. That's the type of competition we see, and that's the kind of riding we want to see. So whether it's Mika, whether it's Alice or Pippa, the girls' side's looking pretty good to me.
And then you've got Zara Hugenrad as well, the current world champion, the most experienced in double loops, and it's going to be double loop conditions, let's be honest, too. So Zara, you know, last time we saw her take that world championship, she did a boogie double. She never even attempted it before. No one had even landed it before in the women's, and she stomped it. So I don't think you can rule her out either. So the women's is actually... Mika is the favourite, but it's actually pretty wide open, to be honest.
I mean, and we're not even talking about the Queen of the Air, and I know we should be using that moniker, but we also have Francesca Maney here. Actually, on the women's side, it's when you actually pace it out like that, it's a crazy fleet. I mean, we're talking 24 men, 12 women, 36 of the legitimately the best riders in the world. This is an incredible event, and I think that actually shows the magnitude of Lords of Tram. I know that we are doing a pre-show, but let's talk about Liam Whaley. We talk about Mika's return. What does Liam bring to the event?
He's bringing sexy back.
Bringing sexy back.
He is, though. He's got that kind of rock star status and energy to him. He'll turn up tomorrow, we'll see him ride, and everyone in the heat with him will go, oh, shit. Because Liam he's a tactical mastermind. He knows exactly, he's a great rider, but he also knows how to, like, push your buttons and make you feel uncomfortable in a heat as well. He'll work out what your weakness is and, like, press it. That's what's special about him.
Way back in the day, we called Liam an in-betweener. He wasn't in that old guard. He wasn't in the new generation. But suddenly, Liam's the old guard again. He's one of the original guys. There's no Mark Jacobs anymore. There's no Aaron Hadley. There's no Heel Vloot. Liam is now the senior guy on tour. And I wonder how that sits with him. I know that he still has a lot of respect from the guys. As you mentioned, when Liam turns up, everyone looks up to him. He's got that presence about him, and he brings that sort of energy. I don't know what that energy is, but there's something about Liam when he's here, and I can feel it here. I can feel when Mika's here, and that brings some excitement. And I think these young guys are going to look to take scalps. Let's use Baby Shark versus Ara as an example. A couple of years ago, Baby Shark knocked Aaron out. It was almost the nail in the coffin, and Baby Shark exploded off that. Someone can do that again if they get Liam at the right moment and they are prepared to take a risk and beat him.
So you're not putting Liam in your fantasy team?
I have Josh Gillett in my tier 3. I have Josh, and who do I have? I can't remember, but we can talk about that in a second.
So Fancy's just launched on the Apple App Store as of today, the moment we're filming this. So you can go and download the app and choose your team there, or if you're used to a web browsing experience, that's of course back as usual. We've got a good prize this year as well. It's the Slingshot NXT, the Code, which is the kite that Jeremy Belando rides. He's not in this competition, but Zach Adams is. You've got to think that he's one of the people that you just don't want in your heat whatsoever as well. He's in my fantasy team. Are you picking Zach?
I have Zach for sure, 100%. Let's talk about some of this next generation. The Trap, big air kite leg, they've done an amazing job expiring the next group, and we see that with Zach Adams. Zach Adams is a problem. He is seriously good. I don't know if you've been watching YouTube, but look at the stuff he's putting up. He looks like he's having fun on the water.
Yep.
Again, he's a technical guy. It's not, you wouldn't say he's a double loop guy, but he looks like he's having fun. He brings that joy very much. I've said it before, he reminds me very much of Jesse Richmond. Big smile, big energy, just has something about him. And I think he's going to cause some problems. He's definitely a name for the future. I mean, he's not a name for the future, he's the now. I mean, that's how much I'm impressed with this guy.
I'm excited to see what his doubles game is, though. That's something that we've never really seen. Yeah, he's amazing at singles, and actually that kite is amazing at singles, probably the best in class at the moment.
Yep.
But has he got, one, the doubles kite, and two, the doubles game?
Yep.
I don't know. Do you know? He told me, I just bumped into him earlier.
Yep.
He said he was practicing them earlier today, and it is windy enough, but tomorrow is actually going to be like next level wind.
I wonder if speed counts anymore in this wind. You know, like it was always like, hey, this kite's fast enough to get around twice. I think when the wind gets to a certain level, I don't think it really matters. We're speaking of the next generation. Do we put Baby Shark in that group, or is he not in that next generation?
He's an elder statesman. He's on his way out, isn't he?
Well, I mean, the kid's only just turned 17 years old or 18 years old, but Baby Shark has been coming to the set. I think this is his 4th or 5th year he's been here now, so he's been a long time on tour, and people always say to me, oh, Baby Shark burst on the scene. Mate, he did his time, and we're seeing that now with the young guys coming through. Parker Sage is here. He's unfortunately not riding. I think he's first reserve. We've also got the Israeli rider on core, Shahar Sabri. He's here. I haven't had a chance to see, so, you know, we are seeing this next generation come in and turn up.
Yeah, of course. Let's talk about the 14-year-old girl in the fleet. She did ride in Brazil. What's her name? Where'd she come from?
Her name's Aya Kasabova. She's riding on duotone at the moment. Little talented kid. I mean, imagine being 14 and going out in these conditions. And I was just speaking to her mother then, and her mother's obviously a little bit worried about the wind because it looks like it could be pretty crazy. But yeah, Aya came off the water. She said, yeah, no problem. So this is just the way these athletes are coming out now. They're just born to ride, and they're not afraid. You know, by the way, they learned on this gear. They learned on good gear. They were never thrown into the ditch by something scary. So yeah, they've got confidence in their products, and we can see that.
Very good. This competition is a bit different in that Wu is doing all the height measurement and all the graphical overlays, giving the commentary team loads of data. Where are they up to with it?
Yeah, the Wu team's just up here working on the tail now. They're testing. They've got riders out on the water jumping. And I'm excited to see what they can do. Look, Wu spent a lot of time on development for this new product. They want to get into this competition game. They want to be the leader in this as well. So it's great to see. I'm looking forward to seeing the graphics of what they can do. I haven't had a chance to catch up with the Wu team, but I will. And we'll talk about that tomorrow on the show, on our post-show and stuff like that, with what they're doing. So yeah, super exciting. And it's great to see Wu get into this side of the sport and not just be a jump height measurement, who can jump the highest. They're here to get into competitions and give us more information. So yeah, super exciting to see what Wu's doing.
That is it, isn't it? It's like converting data into information.
Yep.
The graph I saw they were working on was one where they're showing the average jump heights of a rider throughout a heat and being able to compare the two.
I saw that.
So yeah, I think it's pretty game-changing shit.
Yeah, it's super cool, yeah.
Okay, what's next? Who's out? Who's meant to be here that isn't?
Yeah, so we do have a bunch of injuries. So the first, I guess the biggest name that out is Heel. Heel's knee is just not better, so he's out, which is real disappointing because, you know, these are the conditions that Heel likes. This is the conditions that Heel wants to be in, where he can show his doubles. Again, another guy who's got really good kite angles in these winds, so he'll be really disappointed. And yeah, I kind of feel for Heel. You know, he missed out on the big air, the Backles fight. What do you call it? Backle Battles final in Makassar. He's missed out again. You know what? These niggly injuries are just starting to come more and more regularly, and I think that's just a sign of, you know, pushing your body over the years. You know, he's not a young guy anymore. I think he could be 30. I don't know. Heel, sorry if you're 29, but
I think he's 29.
He's getting up there. You know, I mean, it's that classic line: "Father Time is undefeated." And I think that, you know, pushing all the crashes.
Right. Who else is out? I'm putting you on the spot here.
Yeah. Look at my thing.
I'll give you a clue.
Biggest Jamie Overbeek.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jamie. Yeah, he's got a viral infection which has sapped his energy, and he hasn't had the training. And I think it's a smart move from Jamie. You know, it's good to get out. I think a lot of these guys sometimes ride when they're injured or ride when they're not ready. You know, he's already coming off probably a pretty disappointing performance at King of the Air, coming off a disappointing performance in Gran Canaria. I think it'd be a misstep for Hare turn up if he wasn't 100% ready for that. So I think it's a smart move from Jamie. Get yourself healthy, get ready, come back at 100%, and don't do anything dumb.
disappointing by his terms, but actually still unbelievably sick by anyone else's.
Yeah.
The last person that's not here is the current world #1, the current world champion, Jeremy Belando. Why?
I don't know. I said the other day on the podcast that Jeremy's been super quiet, not much, we haven't heard much from him. I'm going to reach out to him tonight and just say, hey, man, how are you feeling? Him and Baby Shark had the same injury. They had fibular breaks. Baby Shark's back. I just saw Baby Shark do an S-loop to blind before. And he's got that little confidence and swagger that back that you and I know about. So he's obviously feeling good. I don't know. What's up with Jeremy? I mean, this is a spot that you'd think Jeremy would love, right? It's big, lofty wins. So, yeah, well, time will tell on that one.
Who are the dark horses for tomorrow?
Dark horses.
Baby Shark and Andrea are coming in with nothing to lose at all.
Yeah.
Andrea didn't do what he wanted to do in the first stop in Brazil. He has to... I've got it here, guys. I got it. Okay, Edgar has to come 9th and Lorenzo and Zach 4th or worse. And if Andrea wins the title, he's world champion. So there's nothing to lose for him. Baby Shark, exactly the same. He didn't even compete in Brazil because he'd broken his leg, which I thought was a sprained ankle at the time. I feel a bit stupid about that.
Let's just talk about the 3 guys coming in. Finn Flugel, 3rd in Brazil last year. I mean, I don't know why he wasn't in the fleet. That was a massive misstep. Again, that must have been a glitch in the matrix, but for him not to be in here...
I know why, though.
Yeah.
He went through the video entry and his video wasn't strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
But with a ranking of 3, I mean, is that not good enough?
He wasn't 3. He didn't come 3rd, did he?
I think so.
Did he?
I don't know.
Okay, that's odd then.
Timo Borsima, multiple-time King of the Air champion, King of the Air competitor, and obviously Nelson Hall's the young Dutch kid who's riding Vantage Kite. So great opportunity for Nelson as a young guy to make that step up from, let's say, go from the competition he's doing to this, which is a major comp. And we talked about Lords of Tram being one of the majors, right? One of the big 4 now, along with the Mega Loop, King of the Air, and Cold Hawaii. So, and this event has that feel about it, right? There's a air of excitement here, and I think that only comes from a big event with a great forecast.
Cool. This young kid that's just in, Bouton, what do we know about him?
Elliot Bouton. I think Elliot Bouton's not confirmed just yet. We mentioned Josh Gillett before. I believe Josh Gillett has just cut his finger and has gone off to the hospital. So we'll update you.
It looked either broken or dislocated. One of the two.
Yeah, he'll be fine. They just take that thing together. I've been there many times. But there is a French rider on standby in case he can't ride. And then if someone else is injured, I believe Parker Sage, who is also here, is the next reserve. So especially on the guys' side, and I think on the girls' side, they've definitely got cabs on the rank if they need to. Yeah. And we're going to fill up that fleet.
I don't know if he can just get on with it I think you need your fingers for 1, kite control, obviously, but 2, board offs as well. So I don't know if you can just strap it to the other one and get on with it, can you?
Here's the thing. If it's broken, for sure it's over. If it's dislocated, you can put it in, you can tape up the joint, and you're good to go. Listen, in these conditions, forget about the board offs. Let's just go triple loop. Let's just push the... Look, I said at the beginning, you can make yourself, you can make your career, you can change your trajectory in the sport for the rest of your life if you can man up and do it in these conditions. And I'm not saying that that's the best advice, but if I was Josh, I would tape that thing and I'd get out there and ride.
Amen. All right. That was the pre-show. Now, between now and tomorrow, it's going to be a really early start. You can go and watch Cocaluto's episode where he's on the old kite. Have you seen it yet?
I have.
Yeah. So he rides a 2005 Vegas. He rides a Whippaker Classic, which is from 1998. He rides one that has a rhino print on called a Wild Thing that's from the early noughties as well. And then a really, really bad but 20-meter Flexifoil Storm 2 that is complete dog shit. And actually, I want a refund on the eBay for that one because he said it would work straight out of the bag and it did not. This is the Vegas. It's the original Vegas. First one they ever made.
Don't believe everything you read. 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 Don't believe it just because it's in the papers, you know, 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 papers.
I say, come on, it's me doing the thing, not the guy.
Papers, you know, papers, you know, papers, you know, papers, you know. Don't believe everything you read in the papers, you know, 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 papers, you know.
Listen to it, it's crispy.
Don't believe everything you read, 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 everything you read. Don't believe everything you read, 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 everything you read.
So So yeah, you can go and watch that now. That's on portraitkite.com. Otherwise, tune into the live stream tomorrow and watch the action, and we'll be bringing you the Pack Down show straight afterwards as well. Very good. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. Thank you to us as always. See you in the next one. Goodbye.